Call of Duty is a game that is super easy to pick up and start playing, but once you get into it, you realize that there's actually a pretty massive skill gap. That's why people constantly accuse others of hacking. Most of the time, they're not cheating, they just know the game better than you do. They understand the mechanics, they know how to bend things in their favor. And in today's video, I'm going to show you how to boost your aim assist, literally double it, and become much harder to kill. I'm talking about giving you the exact settings you need to maximize aim assist, plus breaking down how the mechanic actually works in Black Ops 6 and Warzone. Now, just knowing that rotational aim assist is broken is only half the battle, because actually understanding how it works and using it consistently is how you start dominating gunfights and climbing the ranks. If you're stuck in anything below Crimson, whether it's in Warzone or multiplayer, this video is 100% going to help you improve. Before we jump in, I just want to say a quick thank you to everyone on the screen right now who shared the last video. You guys are legends, shoutouts to you. And if you want to shout out in the next one, make sure to stick around until the end and I'll let you know how to get one. Alright, so we're going to start with the settings that directly impact your aim assist and how to tweak them for the best results. Start by opening your settings and going into the graphics tab. Now scroll down to your field of view, also known as your FOV. Personally, I recommend setting this somewhere between 112 and 115. If you lower it down to something like 100, as you can see here on screen, everything looks more zoomed in, and that actually does give you a little bit stronger aim assist the lower it is, because your enemy's player model looks bigger, so does the aim assist bubble that's around them. But the problem with that is the visual recoil becomes way worse the more zoomed in you are, and you lose that awareness also of what's happening around you once you're zoomed in and you can't see your surroundings, which in a game like this is a big deal. It's a much bigger deal in Warzone than in multiplayer though, as we'll talk about here in a second. Now on the flip side, some people go straight to 120 FOV because they think it's just better for visibility and all around gameplay. But maxing out your FOV can actually break your aim assist entirely, and one of the best players in the world, Optic Shotzi, has even said that 120 FOV is a terrible decision if you care about having good aim, as he said that it completely breaks your aim assist. When I'm playing Warzone, I use 115 FOV, and when I'm in multiplayer, I go with 112. That's just what works for me, and I do recommend trying it out. In Warzone, 115 is zoomed out enough where you can still see your surroundings, but once you get to 116 to 120 FOV, your aim assist is completely altered. And in multiplayer, when you're down at 112, you can still see all of your surroundings, but your aim assist is that much more sticky. Next, make sure your ADS field of view is affected and your weapon field of view is set to wide. These settings help cut down on visual clutter and make it easier to stay on target. Also, make sure you turn off both world motion blur and weapon motion blur. They just make your screen shakier and more chaotic for no reason. And go ahead and set your camera movements to least. This will reduce your screen shake even more, and it helps keep everything crisp and clear while you're fighting. Now moving over to the controller tab, the first thing here is sensitivity. You need to run a sense that feels natural and controllable. The higher your sensitivity, the harder it is to take full advantage of aim assist, so do not max it out. I personally play on 1.8 sensitivity, and most CDL pros are running something between 1.6 and 1.8, which I'd say is a good range to stick with. Later in the video, I'll show you how to find the perfect sensitivity for your playstyle. Also, make sure your trigger effect is turned off here. This will negatively affect your aim assist as well, just your aim in general really. And now let's talk about dead zones. You want your right stick dead zone set as low as possible, but without getting stick drift. If you've got a newer controller, you could probably drop it all the way down to 0.02, and for older controllers, you might need to go as high as 0.10. The best way to test it is to just hop in the firing range and set your right stick dead zone to 0.02, and if your crosshair starts drifting on its own, bump it up a little until it stops. The goal is the lowest number possible while still having full control. Now go into your aiming settings and into the advanced aiming settings. Set your ADS sensitivity transition timing to instant. This helps you snap onto targets faster when you aim down sights, and for your aim response curve type, please make sure this is on dynamic. This is super important. It allows for fast micro adjustments and snappy aim. If you've ever watched someone lock onto enemies from across the map and thought, man, that looks like aimbot, it's probably just good aim paired with the dynamic curve. If you're currently using standard or linear and your aim feels off, switch to dynamic immediately. It's been the go-to for high-level players ever since it became a thing in Call of Duty years ago. Now for custom sensitivity per zoom, I highly recommend using this setting, and for low zoom, I would say set it around 0.8, and for anything high zoom, like 4 times and above, I would go with about 0.9. I personally run mine a bit higher because I use Hall effect thumbsticks, which are less touchy, but for most of you, that 0.8 to 0.9 range will feel buttery smooth. Motion sensor behavior, this absolutely needs to be turned off as well. I can't stress that enough. It'll throw off your aim in the worst way possible. Turn it off. And last but not least, target aim assist has to be on. It should go without saying, but that's the whole point. No aim assist, no sticky aim, none of this works, so make sure it's on. And now that you got your settings dialed in, let's talk about how aim assist actually works and how to use it to your full advantage. A lot of players don't realize that rotational aim assist, which kicks in while you're strafing and moving side to side, can feel like you're getting double help from the game. If you're not using this correctly, you're missing out on a huge advantage advantage. It's all about centering, strafing with intent, and letting the rotational assist do the work. If you add this into your gameplay, I guarantee you'll start winning more fights. If you're currently winning 6 or 7 out of every 10 gunfights, using these tips we're about to go over and these settings can push you to winning 8 or 9 out of every 10 fights. That's the kind of jump that takes you out of low ranks and starts putting you in lobbies with top tier players and streamers. So for starters, let's talk about what this double aim assist actually is. And to be honest, I call it double aim assist, but it's more like triple or quadruple aim assist. It feels much stronger than just the original aim assist. So here's what it looks like if you're just using your right stick to aim at someone. Let's say you're tracking them, you're controlling your recoil, whatever it is, you do get a little bit of aim assist, but as you can see, it's just not that much. Whereas if you mix in a strafe left or right, all of a sudden you're getting this incredible amount of aim assist. And as you can see, this is much more than what it is if you're using your right stick. However, once you use both, strafing left and right while moving your right stick towards your enemy, they actually combine and they amplify each other and become this ultimate aimbot Cronus-esque type of aim. And that's why all these kill cams that you're seeing from these people, you think they're hacking or they have a Cronus. A lot of times this aim assist really is just that strong, and sometimes they're hacking. But nonetheless, it is an incredible tool for you to learn how to utilize, and it's as easy as just remembering to do it. And if you think about it this way, when you're in a gunfight and you're strafing left to right, you're a harder target to hit. Your enemy now has to track you. You're in complete control of the gunfight and you're getting that additional aim assist. So just keep it in mind while you're in a gunfight that you need to be moving left and right. If you're standing still, you're a sitting duck, you're an easy kill. And you're also not going to be getting that extra aim assist, so not only are you having trouble fighting back, but the enemy's having no trouble aiming at you because you're standing still. Now imagine you're strafing in the middle of a gunfight, left to right, you're shooting at someone, and then you mix in a jump in the middle of it to where now your recoil goes straight to their head and you mix in a headshot or two. Especially in Warzone, you're going to be deleting people way before they have a chance to even break your plates. And this is why so many gunfights against streamers and sweats will have you wondering, how did you die so fast? There's no damage cheats or anything that I'm aware of. It's mostly just going to be because they're hitting shots towards your upper chest, your neck, your head, which has a higher multiplier. So when you mix in this additional aim assist that you're getting, all you have to do is jump and the aim assist will do the rest. It'll keep it pretty much locked onto the enemy's center, and from there you just shoot. And speaking of the center, when I mentioned centering earlier, all you can really do with that is just try to have your crosshairs up high in an area where your opponent might be. You never want to have your crosshairs down at the ground. You never want to be aiming somewhere that an enemy would not be, because then you have to fix your aim and you're panicking when a fight comes. Now it's important to understand too that you can't walk forward or backwards to initiate the rotational aim assist. You have to have some sort of left or right curve in there. That being said, it can be a very minimal amount. If you're moving backwards into a fight and slightly move to the left or to the right during it, then you're initiating that aim assist. As you can see here, my back's against the wall. I'm not even moving, but I'm moving the stick back left or back right towards the wall, and that's initiating the aim assist even though my character itself isn't even moving. This is how rotational aim assist is incredibly overpowered when you're using cover. Now that you know how to utilize it, all you have to do is make sure that you mix it into your fights. Whether you have to tell yourself every gunfight, I need to move left or right, or if it's just already second nature for you, as long as you're doing it, you're gonna win more gunfights. And now I did mention I'd help you figure out the best sensitivity possible for you, and the easiest way to do that is to look at your own gameplay. So if you're on console, you can save a clip back onto your hard drive and take a look at your last gameplay. If you're on PC, you can use one of the many different recording softwares. I personally use Streamlabs, and watch back some of your deaths, see what happened. As you can see in this clip, if I aim at an enemy and I'm just short, that means my sensitivity is a bit too slow here. So maybe you need to go in and up it just a little bit until you feel comfortable and you're hitting your target. And of course, the inverse is also true. If you're aiming past your enemy instead of stopping directly on them, that means your sensitivity is too fast and you need to lower it a bit until it feels right. Now, if it's just 1 or 2 times here and there that it happens, then you don't need to worry about it. But if it is a trend and your aim is not great and you're wondering why, review your own gameplay, take a look at what you're doing wrong, and you can easily fix it with some setting. After that, go into a private match against some bots and practice aiming with your new sensitivity, and once it feels good, go into a public match and see how it feels now. If you're still struggling, watch back more of your footage, see what's going on. There's a lot of tweaks you can make in the settings that can help make things easier on you, and that's why finding the easiest and best sensitivity for you is not a hard thing to do at all. The best part about this technique that's so good is that whether you're bronze or you just play public matches or you're an iridescent player, all you have to do is remember to strafe during your gunfights. And as I mentioned, it will increase your benefits twofold. Not only will it enhance your aim assist by a very noticeable margin, but it'll also make you harder to kill. This is really great in multiplayer, but man, in Warzone, with that extra health due to plates, it is especially effective. If you've never dropped a 20 bomb, if you can mix this in, then you'll be well on your way. And if you take a look at my last video where I gave you 21 tips on Verdansk, you could go from a bronze player to a diamond player overnight just from practicing these essential gunfight etiquette movements. With that being said, like I mentioned earlier, I am going to be giving shoutouts again in the next video. All you have to do is comment down below the word shared after you share this video to a friend. So just go to the share button, click copy link, and make sure you send it to someone that you think might need a bit of help with their aim. Believe me, me, it'll just make your life easier if you're playing ranked with them or if you're playing public matches with them. They're going to be doing better if they watch this video. And you'll get a shout out in the next one, which is coming in just a couple of days. That being said, I've been Redix. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys soon.